What did I tell you guys about Everton this season? I know maybe I'm, jumping the gun a little bit, but they have shown intent in the transfer window by bringing in Alan, James, and Doucouré, and then in turn you play all three. You know what I'm saying? Like, look. Ancelotti is playing no games right about now. Win on match they won against Tottenham Hotspur on the road, and now following up with a thumping and convincing 5-2 win against newcomers to the Premier League, West Bromwich Albion. West Brom, they don't look good. And I said that in all my analysis I've done so far, West Brom, they ain't look ready yet. They haven't freshened up the team enough. They haven't brought enough quality in the team. I know they brought Pereira and Diangana back on a permanent basis. But that's about it, though. That's about it. And those were the two players that sparked on the day, scoring both the goals. But after losing on opening day against Leicester, very unconvincingly, they lose again. So they have now conceded 8 goals in 2 matches. Losing by 3 goals once again. 0 points in 2 games. Man, look, I'm sticking to my prediction. West Bromwich Albion are going down. And I think Slaven Bilic is going to get sacked. And I'll get back to Bilic later on. But Everton, they won their opening match. And then they won in the Carabao Cup against Salford City. West Brom did win their Carabao fixture against Harrogate Town. That's a non-league team. And that could have actually, that seems like it actually gave them confidence coming into this game, because they started the match very well. They looked very, very positive. They showed a lot of intent, and they got the first goal of the game through Diangana, taking the ball deep out of West Brom's defensive third, running the length of the field, and very, very good left-footed shot to beat Pickford in goal. And they tested Everton early on after, a Yeremina mistake early on in the game. West Brom looked good in the early part of the first half. The early part of the first half, they looked good. They scored. They had 5 shots off at goal. And I'm like, listen, man, something could be a lot different in this game for West Bromwich Albion. They might actually shut up the critics. They might actually shut up the naysayers. But Dominic Calver-Lewin, he opened the scoring in the 31st minute there. And to score that was actually his second goal of the season so far, because he did score the winner against Tottenham. Ended up scoring a hat-trick in the game. Congrats to Dom Calvert-Lewin. He has a bright future. We may actually see him in the England national team very soon. First Everton hat-trick in the Premier League since Wayne Rooney did it a couple years ago. Second youngest Everton hat-trick scorer after Romelu Lukaku as well. That equalizer was a much-needed equalizer for Everton. Much needed equalizer. There has been so many goals in this game, guys. I can't remember exactly what happened in every single goal. I took notes, though. So that was the goal. That was the back heel. Cross came in. Richarlison went for the header. Came off of Furlong, who headed it into the path of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who just back-heeled. Thank you very much for the gift. And there was some VAR inquiry into that one as well, but VAR deemed it to be a goal after the flag was raised for offside, because the referee, the linesman actually thought it was Richarlison who headed the ball, but it wasn't. It was the defender Furlong. So 1-1. I'm like, okay, Everton back. I did predict Everton to win the game 3-0. And usually when I predict scoreline, unless it's my team that's playing, I want the scoreline to stand. So I was like, okay, Everton back in the game. They're back. Yeah. And then things took a turn for the worse. It was a pretty good start to the game for West Bromwich Albion. And then they conceded a second. James Rodriguez, set up by Richarlison. Brilliant goal by the Colombian international. Brilliant goal by the 2014 World Cup star. World superstar overall. Big signing made by Everton there. Opening his Premier League account and his Everton account to put Everton 2-1 up against West Bromwich Albion, who were actually losing the plot at that time. They were conceding so many corners. I think Everton had about 8 corners up until then. Everton didn't really make use of those corners, but still, West Bromwich Albion were always giving Everton a chance, man. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. They just couldn't keep the ball long enough. They were threatening sometimes, but it was mostly Everton up inside of West Bromwich Albion's defensive third. So James with that goal. And after that goal was scored, things just went downhill from there for West Bromwich Albion. 2-1 for Everton. Then right after that, Kieran Gibbs with his stupid ass, I must say that. He's dumb. Very, very dumb. I'm going to keep it blunt here and raw. Uncut. You're stupid, Kieran Gibbs. You're a hothead to just hit the man in his face there. 2 hands in his face, I think. James dropped to the ground. Immediate red card. Get off the field. Thank you very much. And he said he'll do it again. I'm like, the audacity on this guy. He said, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I'm like, what is wrong with... Premier League might actually look into that. And he could receive a further suspension and maybe a fine. And during that whole melee, Slaven Bilic got himself sent off again. Oh my God. Things went from bad to worse. So you don't have Kieran Gibbs. You're lacking a defender there. Even though West Brom was playing like 5 at the back, 2 banks of 4, trying to play on the counter. They did look good on the counter, Chudi and Ghana, but they just messed up their whole game plan there after Kieran Gibbs got sent off. So it was 2-1 at halftime, and they came back second half. And West Brom, they equalized. Mateus Pereira. I've always admired this Brazilian player. What a free kick, man, to beat Pickford. Yeremina should have jumped. The ball did touch him on his head, but he should have jumped a little, and the deflection could have actually taken that ball away from goal. So West Brom equalized, and I'm like, okay, all right. So we got a game here. But then Michael Keane said, nah, where you going with that? He scored after Richarlison header was brilliantly saved by Johnston, and then Michael Keane was there, Johnny on the spot to tap in to make it 3-2. There was a lot of chances created in this game by Everton. Good first half by West Brom, threatened a bit, but in the second half, that one shot that went in, that was their only shot on goal. That was their only shot on goal, because according to the stats here, they only had 6 shots at goal, 4 on target. 28% of the ball, and in the second half they had about 23% of the ball. So it was a rough outing. It was a rough, when I tell you it was a rough outing in the second half for West Brom, it was. What made matters worse, at 3-2, Dominic Calver-Lewin completed a brace, 62nd minute there, and then in the 66th minute completed his hat-trick. Brilliant hat-trick, man, brilliant hat-trick. It was Allen to James, and James lobbed it brilliantly over West Brom's defense. What an exquisite pass, man. James actually deserved the assist for that. But Richarlison, he didn't get his shot off well, and Calvert-Lewin just helped it on its way into the back of the net for his second goal. And then the third goal, the hat-trick goal, it was a corner taken by Digne and well put in, a back header somewhat for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to pick up a hat-trick. That's his first Premier League hat-trick, definitely. And that was West Brom's 5th goal conceded across 33 minutes that went into both halves. And it was a horror show. It was a capitulation by Slaven Bilic himself and his team, West Bromwich Albion. So the game petered on, you know. Guys went off, substitutes came on, and it was a so-so end to the game. Just consolidation for West Brom. Took off Diangana, took off Mateus Pereira. Matt Phillips came on for a little cameo there. Brought on a few other players. Don't even need to talk about that too much. But Iwobi, Moseken, and Sigurdsson did come on for Everton, who are looking very good this season. They're looking good. They're looking good. For Everton, though, their next game is in the Carabao Cup. They will play Fleetwood Town, currently managed by Joey Barton. I was like, whoa, this hothead, this guy, this controversial guy is now a manager, you know. And then they play Crystal Palace, they play Brighton, And then they have Liverpool in October 17th. So they do have some good fixtures, and they play Liverpool at home. You know, they're usually good at against Liverpool at home, but that would be a match. Southampton, Newcastle, they have a lot of good fixtures coming up, man. They have some good fixtures. So Everton, I'm predicting to do well this season. Let's see how that one goes. But for West Brom, who I'm predicting to go down, it does not get better for them. In their next game, they play Brentford in the 3rd round of the EFL Cup. Brentford is a very good team, as you guys should know. Championship playoff final last season. And what about Chelsea in the Premier League next Saturday? What about that? That's going to be a hell of a game. So they could start the season off with 3 L's, which could ultimately relegate them, which could ultimately make my prediction come true of Slaven Bilic, the former Everton player, let me mention that, former Everton centre-back, ultimately getting sacked this season. But guys, that's my analysis. I think I went on way too long, but they have a game, Fulham Leeds coming up. I will watch that one, and according to how I feel, I will do a review for that one as well. So dramatic game, 5-3, 5-2, my bad. We were treated, 7 goals. Everton looking good this season. Guys, West Brom not looking so good. Let me know your thoughts on this match in the comment section down below. Let me know if I missed any major talking points. Guys, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Make sure you like the video. And I forgot to mention, Richarlison, man, had a great game. Despite not scoring again, he was the tormentor. He made a lot of things happen. Definitely did. But guys, from your boy Dominic Rich, thanks for watching another one. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.